Houston. It's fun. It's engaging. It's Chattin' with Chelsea. She's daytime's new bestie. Here's your host, Chelsea Edwards. Come back to me. I've got the feeling.
Hey, besties. Welcome to another episode of Chattin' with Chelsea. I'm your daytime bestie, Chelsea Edwards. Today, we are taking down belly fat, all right? You know, that stubborn squish that won't quit, that post-baby pooch that is still around even though the kids are graduating. We are getting into all of that. We've got a doctor here who is going to tell us it's not just about how you look and all the aesthetics. And I'm in my athleisure wear because we've got some moves you can use to take down that belly fat as well. Because we all know what it's like when you're starting to get a little thick and those pants aren't getting on quite like they used to.
Get the trying to jumpstart a.
Okay, that's when you need one of those belt extenders, all right? But Kiara here, she says maybe the belly fat isn't so bad.
Why do I have that? Why do I have that?
Because hot girls have it. Healing girls have it. Duh.
Why?
Because you're hot and you're healing. Okay?
All right, love the snap. All right, welcome to the show, Dr. Laura Choi, General and Bariatric Surgeon over at Houston Methodist Baytown. Thanks for coming in to Chattin' with Chelsea.
It's a pleasure.
All right, so I feel like I'm with her. We can still be hot girls and have our belly fat. But you say there are other things going on if we do have like the extra cushion.
So you can be overweight and be very healthy in good function, but there is a little something specific to the belly fat. We really want to look at it as the fat that is on the inside of our body and not just under the skin. So there's a difference there.
Okay, so what's the difference?
The belly fat people refer to is also called visceral fat. It covers the internal organs on the inside, so you're going to find some fatty tissue around your heart, around your liver, around your intestines and your colon and your stomach, and overall inside of this cavity, and that has a particular health consequence. So when you have some extra fat under the skin that you can pinch, that's subcutaneous fat. And that just means you're carrying some additional fat on your body. And that overall, yes, that does contribute to obesity. But when we really talk about the negative health effects of the fat mass in our own body, we really do want to focus a little more on the visceral fat or the belly fat.
Okay, is it possible to have visceral fat and still look thin?
It is, but generally, if you're carrying a lot more fat on your body than the average range, there is going to be a big percentage of people who are going to show it inside their body or in their waist circumference, or measuring their waist circumference in ratio to their hip circumference.
Okay.
So in a lot of ways, when we determine the negative health effects of obesity, we also talk about these different parameters other than just the body mass index or the weight by itself.
Okay, so it does not really matter if you can do some pinching? Because a lot of us, we put a lot of weight on that. Can we pinch?
Right.
How much are we pinching?
Right, and that's going to be a factor of the cosmetic aspect of how obesity affects a person.
Okay.
But when you're talking about the belly fat that's actually sitting inside the abdominal cavity, so we sometimes also talk about the apple shape versus the pear shape.
Yeah.
We always want to be the pear shape.
Always. The pear is
especially
hot.
for us
Hot
women.
girl. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. But when we talk about the middle weight, and as young women transition into, middle age and older, it gets much easier to gain that more of an apple shape and lose a little bit of that lovely pear shape.
Okay, so you could become an apple shape even if you were a pear shape earlier in life. Huh.
And I think most of us in this age range as we get into our 50s, we're noticing that just a few pounds, where we see it is now very different than where we wanted to see it when we were younger. And most of us, nearing that menopause or in menopause or afterwards, are going to see a lot more weight gathering around their middle. And that is the more negatively impacting on your health.
Okay, all right. We have to talk more about this and then what we can do about the belly fat. So we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back after this. Man, it's a lot to talk.
I know you're going through a lot. I wonder if you know that we can get help. Let's see how far we can go. Love, your mind.
Hey, besties!
What is a bestie?
I like you.
She's fun.
It's about to be a good time!
She's always looking out for you.
Since you're my bestie, I will handle it for you.
She makes you think.
Here to uplift and empower.
She's always encouraging.
You are that girl.
Chelsea Edwards, your bestie in daytime.
Like it's a spiritual moments.
Chattin' with Chelsea. New episodes weekdays at 5:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
As we work to get through these times together, you may not be thinking about blood donation, but blood is needed to save the lives of people who are sick with a range of illnesses. It's easy and safe to give. If you are in good health, please donate. We need heroes now. Visit redcrossblood.org to schedule an appointment.
I'm Isaiah Carey, here to shake things up with the stories that hit hard and matter most. Here on The Factor, we cover news with grit and authenticity. We challenge the status quo and get down to real talk and bold discussions. Join us as we amplify the voices that disrupt, inspire, and lead the charge for change. Your story is power, and we're here to unleash it.
The Isaiah Factor Uncensored. New episodes weeknights at 9:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
I know you're going through a lot. I wonder if you know that we can get help. Let's see how far we can go. Love, your mind.
All right, back to the battle of belly fat. We've got Dr. Choi here helping us with that. So, are there certain measurements that we need to be aware of to make sure that we're not in dangerous territory when it comes to carrying too much around our middle?
We do have a number that we try to target to be underneath. And so for women, it would be 35 inches all the way around. For men, it would be 40 inches. And in certain ethnic groups, we have a lower threshold. For instance, in Asian population, a lower number, much lower than 35, can actually indicate a little bit more of an issue.
Oh, wow. Okay, I didn't realize that there were different numbers for different groups as well.
There can be, and we are worried about more health effects in lower numbers in certain ethnicity than others.
Okay.
And of course, male, female, gender body shape differences, we take that into account.
Okay, so just so we're clear, we're measuring down here, or because some people might have the tape measure up here and think they're good.
What we want to measure is above where our typical pants would sit, because you want the waist, not the hip, and where you would envision the thinnest part of an optimal body would look like. So where you should really want to look for a pinching of that waist, because that's really going to be the central portion of your abdominal cavity and the part that would protrude the most if you had excessive fat sitting underneath inside.
Okay, all right. There's some guidance we could use to make sure we're getting this right. So let's say we get our number and then there might be some concern. Like, what are the concerns of having too large of a number?
So health concerns regarding obesity can be different for different people. At the same exact weight, somebody might actually be very healthy with great function and normal lab results and test results. But in some other patients, it may be associated with heart disease, diabetes, even early risk of Alzheimer's, higher cancer risks. And we're really talking about an inflammatory condition that the excessive body fat creates. It's almost like it's how the body communicates to each part of the body and to different organs. And when you have excessive amounts of fat on your body, the inflammatory state goes up higher.
Okay.
And so that can produce organ damage, that can produce poor function or deterioration of certain parts, or even pain in your joints. That's also an inflammatory portion. So it's not only just the weight that you carry that sometimes gives you joint disability or a lot of pain when you try to walk or exercise. It's also the inflammatory factor of carrying excessive fat, and also what we eat, which is really what's important about how we address the excess fat in our body.
I knew we were gonna get there. So, so how do we address it with the diet?
So I would really call it that we have to address it with our lifestyle.
Okay.
So I'm a bariatric surgeon. So obviously I'm performing surgery on my patients to help them lose weight. But what I'm also really doing is letting them know that the surgery isn't really doing the weight loss for you. It's how you're going to use the tools that you have. So when a surgery helps you to be able to eat less and be satisfied, even just like some of the medications that are out there in the market these days, what you're doing is making sure that you choose a healthy diet, natural food, high in fiber, lean sources of protein, and really picking out nutritious value in the food that you choose to bring into your body. Because with that, your body can utilize those substances and produce healthy results and healthy function, and really be able to lower the fat percentage in your body overall, which is definitely going to lower that belly fat.
Are there certain foods that you see in the stores or whatever where you're just like, oh, that's going straight to the belly? That's what that is.
We normally talk about sugar and processed carbohydrates. And so when you go into a grocery store, what do most people know? You stay in the periphery. You stay with the natural whole food ingredients. Stay away from those shelves where those boxes and bags have been sitting there for months, maybe years. And so all the preservatives and all the processing that those foods have gone through, when it comes into our body, it does not provide us with good function and productivity. And it can really just accumulate in excess storage, which is what really fat is.
All right, so you mentioned what we do with this body as well. So once we get like the food, or as we work on our plates, we also need to be moving a certain amount of times a week.
Absolutely. The human body was never designed to sit in a car and then sit in an office and then go back into a car.
You mean what we do all day, every day? Okay.
We naturally have bones and muscles that are supposed to be supported by active movements. And so, you know, it doesn't count enough that you have a work day where you're on your feet and busy at a counter, or, you know, moving around delivering things. Those movements are not exactly purposeful to give you flexibility, give you endurance, give you sort of the stamina and the good function that we also need to place into our life on a routine basis so that we can get the most out of this.
Yes, okay, so that makes a lot of sense. Even though you may be tired, you have to have the right moves to get you where you need to be. So we do have that. We have some purposeful moves. We're gonna take a quick commercial break so you guys can get into your comfortable shoes, and we'll be right back with the trainer who's gonna help us blast the belly fat.
Hey, it's your girl Carolina Sanchez, and The Nightcap is the late night show where no topic is off limits. Join me as we dive into the wild world of relationships, sex, and everything in between. From hilarious dating disasters to steamy secrets, you know we've got it all. We've got celebrity guests, expert advice, and a cocktail in hand. The Nightcap is your guilty pleasure. So grab your drink and tune in because the best stories start after dark.
The Nightcap. New episodes weeknights at 10:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
Well, on Fox Face Off, we tell the raw, unadulterated truth.
Fox Soul Face Off.
We are given the platform here with no fear.
Always comes out swinging.
We should be saying, hey, stop shooting and killing people.
Nothing held back.
They wanted black hip-hop moguls and artists to continue the feud.
No punches pulled.
And shut the hell up. You interrupt me all the time.
Tune into the show where opinions collide. Fox Soul Face Off. New episodes weeknights at 9 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfie, nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's put a ride home.
Hey, besties.
What is a bestie?
I like you.
She's fun.
It's about to be a good time.
She's always looking out for you.
Since you're my bestie, I will handle it for you.
She makes you think.
Here to uplift and empower.
She's always encouraging.
You are that girl.
Chelsea Edwards, your bestie in daytime.
I get the spiritual moments.
Chattin' with Chelsea. New episodes weekdays at 5:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
I have some bad news for you. Apparently, you can't just target the belly fat to get rid of it, like with some special moves. We can't do that, says Sheila J. of Our Space Fitness. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, so since we can't do that, where we can't just do crunches and get rid of the belly fat, what can we do?
So we want to target our overall body. So we want to target overall body fat and really focus on reducing our overall body fat percentage. Unfortunately, we can't tell the body where to release fat.
Yeah, there's no
usually
message we
the
could
belly.
send.
No.
Okay.
Usually the belly is the last thing to go for most people.
Okay, so
first thing to put on, last thing to go.
We can have some lean-looking arms and legs, and then it's still hanging around.
Correct.
That is great news. Okay,
yeah.
so
always, I tell my clients, like, what's the first thing you look at when you're starting your journey? Stop looking there, because I know they're gonna say their midsection area, and I'm like, that's not the best way to measure progress.
Okay, so how do you typically measure progress?
So I tell them to focus on non-scale victories. So if it's mostly someone who's not used to working out, they don't like working out, to really celebrate the fact that they are now working out and how disciplined they are. So folks who come to my gym, they get check-ins, so they'll know, like, hey, I checked in 2 times this week, 3 times this week, or 12 times this month, so that they know that they're staying disciplined and on track. Okay. Another way that you can track is through strength training. So typically they'll go for lighter dumbbells, and then I always say, hey, prove yourself wrong.
Oh,
and then I'll
okay.
give them heavier. I'll give them heavier dumbbells, and then hey, they'll find that they're a lot stronger than what they are, and we use that as a baseline, and then we'll start tracking that weight over time.
Okay, all right. So you have some moves that we can do to help target the overall fat on our bodies. Okay, so let's get some music going. What's the first move that you want to show me?
So I brought a slam ball just because, one, I didn't want to bring dumbbells, but it's an easy piece of equipment to use. Okay. You can use it at home, you can use it in the gym, and you can make a lot of noise with it. So this is going to target your overall body, okay? So you're going to get everything firing off, all right? Okay. And you get to slam something, and as a benefit, you'll get a good mood, okay?
You relieve some stress.
Yes. Okay. So it's all about the follow through. So you're going to bring the ball up, come up on your toes, and then slam it down. Now it comes right back up.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got to get ready to catch it, okay?
Okay, all the way up.
Ready to catch it. Go up.
And then
slam it down, and then get ready to catch it.
Okay,
there you go.
All right.
Yeah. So now do it 4 more times.
Okay.
Good. So come all the way up.
Woo,
and
all the way up.
Down.
Slam it down. Yep. All right, we're doing this 4 times.
Yep.
multiple sets, or we're good with the 4?
We're just gonna stop with the 4.
Okay, all right. I'm also a bad counter, so I hope that was 4.
Stop
Okay.
with 4. Now, typically in a normal setting, I would ask for all-out effort on that slam for those 5 reps.
Okay.
So that you can feel your heart rate actually start gradually going up. Because when you're doing it, you're like creating that intensity, and you don't necessarily feel it until after it's done. So that would be more
I
your
can feel it right now.
recovery side.
Like, okay.
Yes, so the heart rate comes up, and now you can just breathe in through your nose, and then out through your mouth, and then we'll probably go 3 more rounds.
Okay, yeah, that does. I can see it using the whole
Yeah.
body, because getting all that stress out as well. Okay, so what's our next move?
All right, the next move, we'll do a squat, just a standard squat, but we're gonna add some resistance with the slam ball.
Okay. All right.
So
and this one's 8 pounds.
Yeah, this one's 8 pounds.
Is that a good starting point?
It just depends on the person.
Okay.
And if I have not assessed you, I'm gonna always start lighter.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So you're gonna hold the ball right here, tighten up that core. Go ahead, and I always just say, just drop it like it's hot. Press through your whole entire foot.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm gonna have you try it.
All right. Retired hot girl here.
Yeah, we're gonna go 10 reps here. We're gonna go 10 reps right there. Good. Nice deep breaths. Good.
All right, you got to keep counting, but also
this is going to be 4, I think.
Okay. All right.
Here we go.
So why aren't we doing
5.
a bunch of cardio? I feel like that's usually a go-to for people trying to lose fat.
Well, I think it's because it's easier, right? Because there's no, outside of just breathing, like your conditioning, it's not hard when you don't have resistance, if that makes sense. So I'm one of those philosophical trainers, where it's like people don't like resistance. That's it. It's easier to just kind of go straight forward. Give me 2 more.
I felt like I was already at 10. I'm getting extra credit right now.
Last one. All right. So with that being said, cardio is important. It has its place to live, especially for cardiovascular health. But in terms of muscle, then there's really no true benefit more than doing strength training.
Okay.
And building muscle has so many benefits because it's specifically for women, because the more muscle we have, the more calories we burn. So I know, a lot of women, if they're married, they're like, man, my husband will just start working out for 2 days and he just loses weight like it's nothing. Right?
Yeah.
Well, he has muscle mass already. He has more muscle mass than you, right?
Okay.
So for women, we have to do just a little bit more work on the muscle building side, just so that we could burn more calories.
Okay, I'm with it. All right, what's your other move?
So I want to talk about progressive overload, right? Because you see this 8-pound ball, but eventually we want to change that number, even on the slams, even on the squats.
Okay,
right?
we're trying to add to this.
Yes.
Okay.
And now changing the number will change the intensity. Right?
Okay.
Which will also build more capacity for you and make you stronger, right?
All right.
So because we don't have a higher ball, we're gonna intensify the actual exercise, okay?
Oh.
So now we're gonna take this ball right here, and then we're gonna jump.
Oh, we're adding. We're adding so much.
This time you're
already breathing hard.
This time you're only gonna do 3 times, but I want you to jump up as high as you can.
Okay.
So get some power in there.
All right.
Here we go. Come on, jump up. Good. Good. One more. Awesome.
Okay, I could not chat while I was doing that. Okay, that's a good move. How many ideally would we do of those?
Well, I typically like to do things that are plyometric movements and also slamming movements. I want the intensity to be so high that it's a lower rep count.
Okay.
Because then I don't want it to turn into like conditioning and cardio and endurance training.
Okay, I feel like it's very loud at your gym.
Sometimes we're complaining.
Okay. So, how often would you recommend doing all 3 of these moves on a weekly basis?
So these moves will probably typically either come at the end of a strength training session. So what I do is I do offer comprehensive strength training programming. So it takes the guesswork. I love to teach people how to lift weights and not just utilize machines. So I tell folks, you are the machine.
All right.
You are the machine.
Get to moving then, okay?
Yes.
Don't move just yet. We're going to take a quick commercial break and we'll be right back.
Well, on Fox Face Off, we tell the raw, unadulterated truth.
Fox Soul Face Off
We are given the platform here with no fear.
always comes out swinging.
We should be saying, hey,
stop shooting and killing people.
Nothing held back.
They wanted black hip-hop moguls and artists to continue the feud.
No punches pulled.
And shut the hell up.
You interrupt me all the time.
Tune into the show where opinions collide. Fox Soul Face Off. New episodes weeknights at 9 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
Hey, it's your girl Carolina Sanchez, and the Nightcap is the late night show where no topic is off limits. Join me as we dive into the wild world of relationships, sex, and everything in between. From hilarious dating disasters to steamy secrets, you know we've got it all. We've got celebrity guests, expert advice, and a cocktail in hand. The Nightcap is your guilty pleasure. So grab your drink and tune in because the best stories start after dark.
The Nightcap. New episodes weeknights at 10:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
As we work to get through these times together, you may not be thinking about blood donation, but blood is needed to save the lives of people who are sick with a range of illnesses. It's easy and safe to give. If you are in good health, please donate. We need heroes now. Visit redcrossblood.org to schedule an appointment.
I'm Isaiah Carey, here to shake things up with the stories that hit hard and matter most. Here on The Factor, we cover news with grit and authenticity. We challenge the status quo and get down to real talk and bold discussions. Join us as we amplify the voices that disrupt, inspire, and lead the charge for change. Your story is power, and we're here to unleash it.
The Isaiah Factor Uncensored. New episodes weeknights at 9:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
Thank you for watching this episode of Chattin with Chelsea. I'm all glowing and, breathing a little bit more.
And it doesn't take much.
Yeah, it doesn't take much. Those are some good, powerful moves. So, Sheila, where should someone start? Especially we have a lot of busy moms watching the show, and they're really trying to figure out, how do I get rid of my pooch?
Right. So the biggest thing is just starting where you are. So I know that there's a lot of information out there that tells you, train 1 hour a day or exercise is only this percentage of, your week and committing time to that. But really just starting where you are, that might look like 1 time a week, just depending on, the season that you're in, your time allowance. And my thing is always building confidence around the thing that you add, right? So we definitely want to maximize the time that you're stewarding over. So if that time is committed, hey, I have Monday, 6 a.m., we're going to crush it, So just be very, very intentional. And then as you prove yourself right in that portion that you can do it, then now we're building a little bit of confidence, then we can add some more. We don't want to stay stagnant with just 1 day. Our body's going to require more at some point. Yeah, so that's where talking with a professional is really helpful.
I love it. Thank you for coming on the show. We want to also thank Dr. Choi. And you guys keep crushing it. Follow us on social at Chelsea Show Fox, and we'll see you on the next Chattin' with Chelsea.
I was a quarterback at Hardaway High School. College first round draft pick. During the football season, I would stop eating. But I didn't know I was depressed. We didn't have any education behind what mental health was. I started to learn it starts here first. If this is together, I'll be better as a father and as a husband. We have to redefine what being a strong man is and heal, love your mind.
As we work to get through these times together, you may not be thinking about blood donation, but blood is needed to save the lives of people who are sick with a range of illnesses. It's easy and safe to give. If you are in good health, please donate. We need heroes now. Visit redcrossblood.org to schedule an appointment.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin? Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfie, nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on, man, let's split a ride home.
I wonder if you know that I want the best for you. But how long will you fight solo? I wonder if you know that we can get help. Not wondering anymore. Love, your mind.
Break these boys off the dome on this one.
Street flavor.
Southside soldier, Mr. Country Rap Tune. That's right, I'm back in the building. Let's do this.
Right on, baby.
You drinking gin and juice tonight, baby?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you gonna play to win. Double trouble right here, huh? How y'all doing?
Hi.
Chocolate and vanilla. Yeah.